back to another video. It's Brianna Ray from BriIY here to bring you part 2 of embroidering my grandmother a gift, which is technically part 3 of the making my grandmother her crafty Mother's Day present series. I don't even know, man. I'm so exhausted and my fingers still hurt a little bit from the last time I did this, which included embroidering some of the flowers in the bouquet here and doing like a partly embroidered design on the this photo of me and my grandmother from my wedding. So today now I'm going to be making the frame, which is also going to be embroidered. So I have a 4x4 hoop here and I'm gonna set the photo inside. So for now, I just have this very simple, like white, but slightly like embossed fabric to kind of match the photo that I want to stretch around the outside. So I'm just going to pop this in the frame and then I'm gonna show you what I will do to create the picture frame part. All right, so I've got my fabric in here. I tried to iron it a little bit to get this crease out of the middle, but I'm just gonna act like it's a really nice center point, huh? Okay, so I want to kind of recreate some of this like flowery edge that I have going on here. And I have my disappearing ink marker. I actually don't want it to just disappear. I want to use the water-soluble side, which is the blue side. So I will just dab this with some water when I'm done. That way all of this goes away. But for now, I'm just kind of gonna draw my design a little bit on all the corners. And I'm sure at this point, you're thinking to yourself, okay, cool, but like, how is the picture going to stay in there? That's the fun part. So we're actually just gonna make some little corner bits here that again, I'm gonna do out of that same light green that I have on the stem slash right there, that green. That way I can slip the picture in like that. And then we have a pretty frame. So that's kind of the way that this is gonna look. I'm gonna get started by going around with all of my light colors. I do always separate out my 6-strand floss into 3 strands, just to 1, make it easier to go into my needles, and 2, to double the amount of thread that I have. Of course, you could always go down to, 2 strands if you want to triple the amount of thread that you have, but this will do just fine for me. Okay, just double knot at the end. Don't knot the one thread by your needle. Gosh, the words are hard. I got distracted by my dog getting up. Just because it'll make a larger hole in your fabric, and since this isn't necessarily like a fabric that's designed to necessarily be embroidered on, I would just avoid the drama. I originally said I was going to do the stem stitch all the way around. I think I'm going to do a back stitch instead, just because the curves I think are going to make it a little more complicated to do the stem stitch for me. Not that I can't, I just would rather not. So I'm going to start right here in the corner. I'm going to go up from the bottom, pull, and I'm gonna start by making just like a grain of rice length out. Oops, I should probably pull all the way through now. Also, I never make any thread longer than the length of my arm, because then obviously it just takes forever to get stuff done. So I just prefer not to. I also really like these. I normally don't flip over to check. I just kind of see in the fabric where my needle is until I go into my next point. So I'm actually going to come ahead. Now, if I were doing what's called a running stitch, I would just keep going and leave every other one open. But we're not doing that today. We're going to do a back stitch. So open that, and then we're going to flip back into our original hole that we poked out of, and of course pull everything through so that you are creating a consistent line. Alright, and there are my vines. So again, feeling like starting on this side, just like last time. I'm gonna come up from the center of my leaf here, pull through, and then I'm gonna go to the tip of my leaf, pull back, and I'm just gonna, good grief, come up again through that same hole and just start filling in my leaf from that hole. So pull through, and you can see I'm starting to cover up that original whatever it is, vine a little bit. Yep, pull through to the end there, and you can see it's kind of filling in more so, and I'm just going to keep going until I get to the end, swap to the other side, and then keep going around. Alright, and a quick run through. I started adding in all of my French knots, so this one is complicated but also very easy kind of once you get the hang of it, and I still had a couple of messy ones this round. So you pull through, keep a lot of tension down here, so you're going to wrap 1, 2, 3 times around and making sure to maintain that tension. So you can see I'm still pulling over here. Go back down and push through. Again, still pulling real hard here. That's what's going to keep it nice and tight. And then pull through, and boom, we've got a little knot. So you can see this is what kind of a looser one looks like here. Definitely not as tight or nice, but the rest of these definitely a lot nicer. So there is that, and now we are going to tie this off, which I've been doing just by separating the extra thread I have in the back. Nice and loose. This one's a little bit twisted. And I just tie a simple knot. And now to knot and do my daisy chain. This one's also pretty simple. It only really has a handful of entry points here. So I'm going to come up at the corner of my square here, pull up, pull through. Following this line that I made there, I'm going to come back down through the center. You can see here that it'll form a loop. So before it gets too far, I'm going to come to the end there, poke through. That way when I pull, boom. And you can see it sort of creates that loop, and I'm just going to come down on the other side to tack it down relatively flat. Whew, good golly, always such a long journey when we decide to take on some embroidery projects, but I love the texture. I think it looks super good, and now time for the final piece here. And inserting everything. There we go. And that is how you do it. I need to get rid of all the blue. There we go. So cute, and it definitely looks a lot better without the blue. It's still drying a little bit, but I don't care. I also have one really loose corner over here that I'm just gonna try to keep real nice and tight out here for me. But we're just gonna slip this back in here. I really love this. I hope you guys do too. I hope you just liked taking a little embroidery journey with me and helping me make all the gifts for my grandmother. I think she is going to love them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. I do put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much, and I hope to see you then. Bye!